All right, we are back. I am here. I am not only joined by Sceadeau, who's been my co-commentator here, but I have also been joined by Turtler7, who just lost in the semifinal round after, of course, winning the title of Ascension World Champion yesterday. Welcome, gentlemen. Pretty excited to get this match started.
Yeah,
This is going to be
me
great.
too. Yeah. Is there any truth to the rumor, Turtler, that you lost last game just so you can commentate here?
There might be a mild bit of truth. I know that my friends would be really upset with me if I won a tactical miniatures battle game, since I refuse to play them categorically until you throw deck building on the table.
All right, let's get this party started here. I'm going to hit the 3 shrines button. That's going to let the players know that it's time to get going. Now, those of you that are familiar, we've actually have the 2 previous streams that we've done here have shown, we saw Dark Angel in the last round of the Swiss. We saw FortuitousOne in the last round of the Swiss, and Dark Angel just recently when he took down Turtler7. So we've gotten to see both of these players' play styles, and we'll see if they vary it up for the finals here. So we looks like first pick here, the Bringer of Despair. Bringer of Despair, really. I actually, we actually boosted this guy quite a bit during the Kickstarter as we were getting feedback and development. He was originally a 7/8 without the speed boost, and we boosted him for 2 reasons. 1, because he's cool and he wasn't good enough, and 2, because we have all of the mounted guys or guys with flying have movement bonuses except for that guy, except for the Bringer of Despair. So from a flavor perspective, he's on a horse. He should move faster.
That explains it. I wondered why you continued to buff one of the guys that I thought was the best core of a team.
I thought he was relatively weak. Like, he was fine, especially for Cultist Rush, but then when Cultist Rush became weaker, he certainly became much weaker.
Yeah, I think he was he was the weakest 4-drop before. Now he's definitely very strong. Now, all right, so we also have Arha Sensei. Arha Sensei has been a very, very popular choice. That high defense and heavy and getting you some extra buy power is pretty big deal. For you, Turtler, he was pretty much your MVP, I felt like, throughout that game. He scored you pretty much every point you scored in that last round.
Yeah, I expected him to sit in that corner for quite a while, but I also expected to be able to construct buff him and just keep him where he was just like, you know what, I'm just going to let it sit and never even contest it.
Actually, it was one thing I wanted to talk to you about, because in that semifinal round, you had the opportunity to construct buff him when the Prime was kind of nearby, and as it turned out, Prime was able to get buffed via some card boosts that got a +6 power, which had you played even that +2 defense construct on Arha Sensei, he would have been unstoppable there. I don't know that it would have turned the tide, but it was an interesting moment where you had the opportunity to buff him and chose not to.
Yeah, I only chose not to because he had so many treasure in his hand. I figured that if he got 1 buff from the table and had even 1 power, he hadn't really been showing a lot of power buffs out of there. I figured he had some in reserve.
Yep.
And 1 critical defense matters, but I couldn't know it was going to be the tide.
Yeah, of course. It was funny because I was talking about it as it was happening. I'm like, well, I get to see everybody's hands, so I know what the right play is here, but I don't think I would have. I'm not sure I would have made the play that I'm advocating for if I were in your shoes either. It's very hard to see that. All right, so there's some interesting developments here. I really like the combination of Spike Vixen and Bringer of Despair. That +5 attack when you got a double attack is pretty nice, and also plus attack on the low attack Arha Sensei can make him more of a threat. But it's a decent amount of command. And on the other side, we've got the Reactor Monk, another very popular choice. The Tusk Rider, who's super fun, one of the unlocked miniatures. A Hedron Smithy, and the Arha Templar. So 3 3s and a 2. This side has got 2/2 commands, a 3 and a 4.
If I had to rate it strictly on the draft, I believe that Dark Angel had a slightly better draft than FortuitousOne did.
I would as well.
I don't necessarily, and Turtler did this as well, I don't necessarily like the 3 3s and the 2. I really like having 2 2s, so I have options, especially if one dies and I don't get a whole lot of power early.
Sure.
I also love having 2 2s, and that Bringer with the Spike Vixen is just an absolutely devastating combo.
Yep, although FortuitousOne is our undefeated player here, so we could just be, in for a show.
So let's see here. It looks like we're gonna get what's going on here.
Tusk Rider can't even move yet.
How is he moving the Tusk Rider?
This looks
Is
like
he player 2?
Oh, no,
free from the all-seeing eye.
Yeah, all-seeing eye.
Oh, okay, great. He picked up All-Seeing Eye, gave him a free command there. That's good. I'd be really surprised if somebody at this level was making that kind of, a mistake. So All-Seeing Eye, great. Gives him a free command. Hedron Smithy's running one way. Tusk Rider's running the other way. Fine starting board position. Let's see here. On the other side, we've got a 4-3, a 4-4. No, sorry, 6. He's gonna have 6 power to command, so he's gonna be able to get quite a bit of his board out there.
This row is beautiful. There's a lot of stretch cards that are worth it, and some really good early cards. Like, I'm happy with that row.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Master Dartha, one of my favorites. Really, all of the iconic champions that show up in the center row. Some of the most powerful things that you can be doing. Really fun.
If he didn't pick up that Mystic that turn, he would have had 6 next turn, and would have been able to pick up the Master Dartha. But as it is, his hand is going to be the 4-5 split from our Sensei.
That is correct. He will not. Master Dartha will not be showing up this round, or at least the first cycle for the deck. I will say,
since his opponent had his 5 split, if I were him, I'd take Wild Bark Mail in a heartbeat. He can pick up the Stag on the next turn because he knows his opponent only has 3.
But there's an Aesthetic of the Lidless Eye out there that's still a pretty solid pick.
It's a solid card, but it doesn't get you rolling. It just lets you keep rolling.
Interesting. I mean, with a big 6-cost card in the center and a big 7-cost card in the center that are dominant, I think resource generation is actually more valuable now than it usually is. So I would take exactly what he did here, this Ancient Stag.
You wouldn't have done it in the other order?
Would have done what in the other order?
So any of those 3s, his opponent can pick up.
Right.
That's correct. But
so he didn't need to go for a 4-cost on his first buy as long as it was still helping him. If that was his goal, I would have gone Ascetic and then the next turn pick up the...
But I believe that by doing this, he has a greater chance of finding even more rune generation, which is totally worthwhile to have the first cycle through his deck.
Totally fair.
And don't forget, he also has a Runic Lycanthrope, so picking up some Lifebound cards is really nice. I'm sorry, not life. Yeah. And so I think that there's a lot of upsides to that pick, in my opinion. And the next turn, he's got 5, which there's an Invocust on the board who I love to pick up whenever I can, or if he really wants to double down on resource generation. No, so see, there's the Aesthetic that was.
Oh, and there's a Land Talker, which is
there. You go, Land Talker.
Land Talker's going to be worth it.
Guarantee that you're going to buy those cards in the next cycle. Land Talker is the answer.
Yep.
If you have with Land Talker, a
Land Talker, maybe a Mystic.
I don't think I would go that far.
Land Talker, and then of course the fairy guy that's going to pop up. No buy it.
Perfect. That's exactly right. You just got to live the dream. Just got to live the dream.
Excuse me, will we stack the deck? Dun, 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 dun. See, that's what it was. Is Justin's got that black mode. He's in there looking at the deck, seeing what's coming up. He's like, put this on top.
Templar's coming out. That's going to be the end here. Yeah. So this turn, I think I take. I mean, I love me an Invocus, but because there's Master Dartha and Ultimech on the board, I think in this scenario I take the Land Talker, which it guarantees you basically that you're going to be the first person, or nearly guarantees.
Guarantees is a strong word, but yes.
Yeah, not guarantees, but it puts you at huge favor. Between you have 2 +2 runes cards and a +3 rune card in your deck on the cycle, and you haven't bought anything else. It's pretty sexy. Now, again, I think I would not complain about an Invocus pick here. I think Invocus is incredibly powerful, especially when you've got double attack guys, and you've got he went down that road.
And Shade of the Blackwatch is interesting because it dilutes his pool.
Mystic or pass?
I think
Is he going to do it?
Shade of the Blackwatch hurts your chances for exactly what I was talking about, but only for 1 cycle. Oh, there was the card. There was the card. 1 card. My deck stacking, I missed it by 1.
You missed it by 1. Flourishing Druidess. See, the problem is I couldn't remember its name. But the Flourishing Druidess was totally the most correct card for him to do.
Flourishing Druid would have been the best possible card for him to flip up. Instead, it was 1 turn off. Okay, looks like that All-Seeing Eye is coming to play. You know what? Like I said, I want to be fair. I'm going to flip my perspective here.
FortuitousOne again is our undefeated person. I'm certainly, and I think that I think they had a worse draft. Okay.
This is a really interesting situation now. Who gets the All-Seeing Eye in this situation? It's a very powerful thing. Making the champion only 1 cost to command means you're going to be able to run around the board a lot more often. Basically, that's the guy.
Arha Templar.
Arha Templar seems like a fine choice.
Just because of his positioning, there's nothing that's going to pick him off when he goes into the center. and they have that weird attack box of how close can I get to the Arha before he just jumps forward, hits me, and brings up reinforcements for free.
Scott HX1138, thank you for following. Always loved. It's been fun really getting this channel together. You know, obviously we started streaming primarily because Ascension Tactics. We wanted to get the word out and start playing. But I think we're going to keep this going even after the Kickstarter. You know, starting doing some more live streams and chatting about design and give you guys some inside looks at some of the new projects we have coming out. It's been a lot of fun. Really great to get to interact with the community this way. All right, so we're still on. Okay, this basically ended this turn. So we're looking at Dark Angel's turn right now. Where are we at? Are we still ending? Okay, he was making his last purchase.
Ooh.
Templar Commander. Interesting. Templar Commander is an interesting choice there.
It's very scary to see a bringer have a Templar Commander
Sure,
power everything up for free and then go crazy.
Oh, this is what we've been dreaming about here. There's 6 runes plus doesn't look like he's going to get the banished.
But only because of the shade.
Oh, he could banish the militia. But 6 gets you Master Dartha, so who that's fine. It's like you don't need Ultimech this turn. Master Dartha is just fine.
Well, and because of Reactor Monk, Fortuitous only needs 6 for the Ultimech.
That's true, but look, Master Dartha, he's got Master Dartha. Look at that. And I think now you could even, because he's going to get a free command, and Trash Can Comics. That's a good screen name.
Is he not going to banish his militia? I guess he doesn't.
I think I would banish his militia if I could. So he's going to get a free command, and he's going to get he's got already 6 power in addition to it, so he can command. Well, the difference is the militia would let him command every single unit.
Right.
So if he wants to get that extra command out there versus a banish out of his hand, that's an interesting trade-off. I don't know. And wait, is the runic lycanthrope can just walk over and kill the Hedron Smithy? Is that right?
It's like plus 70 right now, right? Like.
No, I mean yeah,
it's plus
like
10.
That. He gets plus 5 from allegiance here, plus 1 here, plus another 3 from allegiance here. So yes, the squad is big. The squad is big and mighty. So I think the runic lycanthrope is definitely running in.
Alright, so are we saying that Master Dartha is not riding him out because he doesn't have +1 movement?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. He gets to move for free every turn, so
okay.
That is his movement bonus. Loa's doing it for him.
Oh yeah, he also got the bringer bonus here too. I forgot about that. Thanks for pointing that out in the chat. That's plus 14.
That's what I meant. Like, it was plus a million. Plus 1 million.
He's got plus 14 attack, and all the champions have a minimum of plus 9 right now. I think 5. Yeah, we have 9. So there's an aggressive squad. Anything if they can get in range, they're gonna kill anything they can. But I think this is the only thing that can get in range right now.
And it's pretty much the exact way you want to see your Spike Vixen boosted if you can ever get it into.
What? Wait, what just happened there?
Fascinating. What is happening?
Does somebody want to tell me what happened there? I don't know what happened.
Especially if that allows him to come down, attack you back, and pick up the treasure. I do not like.
I don't understand that play. I gotta be honest. I do not understand that play. Why would you not take out? Why would you not take out the Hedron Smithy there?
Now the Hedron Smithy gets to take the treasure and attack back. This is.
Do you think there's a chance that he didn't see the bonuses that we're talking?
There's no way he didn't know about the bonuses because he used Bringer.
So
Bringer's real obvious.
He could have forgotten about the bonuses. He still had enough.
Yeah, right. If he forgot about 90% of his bonuses, he still had enough.
Oh, all right. Well, then you know what? I think after a play like that, I'm switching back to yellow. Let's see what we got going on over here. So, looks like 5 runes, 3 power, plenty of goodies on the board. All right, Wild Bark Mail's gonna let him place a forest on the board.
I predict
try to choke up that center a little bit.
Oh, the center, not the side. I thought he'd choke the side.
Yeah.
Because then he could just kill the runic with the Hedron Smithy and control that area.
Yeah, choking this.
Actually, that's really interesting because can he kill the runic with the Hedron Smithy? He
as
had
long
to buy
as he buys.
I'm surprised.
He bought a 3, so I guess not.
He bought a 3. I see. I would have. This is one of those times I would have bought the Invocus, and that would have gotten him enough power because that would give double strike to the Hedron Smithy, so he could actually take out the Lycanthrope and grab a treasure. That just.
I'd have done all of that.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by all the plays we are watching. I mean, yeah, picking up the plasma rig should also do it. Oh no, it will not. It's like one shy.
It's one shy. It's not enough. It's not enough power.
Oh, I don't know what treasures he's got in his hand. Oh no treasures.
He has no treasures. He has no treasures.
But if he picks up the treasure,
on
he
it
can use
first. He could bank on it.
So, it's still short. He's still short one, unless I'm missing something. He's banking on getting that treasure being the payoff here, or he. Oh nope, he's
not
even doing
even,
that.
and he's telling his opponent he can kill the runic, and his opponent is saying, "Sure, of course you can."
That is 3. That's a 3/6. Am I wrong here?
That's a 3 plus 2 is 5. Is there any
I'm gonna go over to
bonus?
that channel and see what's going on.
I'm gonna flip over to that channel. Yep, I'll be right back.
We're gonna get a judge ruling here. Oh, okay. Looks like he's figured out this is not actually what's going on. I think there was some math error here. Is my suspicion.
They were figuring it out as I was getting them back.
Yep.
Okay. You know, this doing the basic math is a key part of playing these games. You gotta be able to keep an eye on when your numbers aren't going to work out. I think maybe he was just counting on that double attack, or he just.
I would have been very like if I'm him, I pick up that treasure and hope that it's good enough.
Yeah, but I would. But if you pick up the Invocus, then you don't need to hope.
Agreed. I do both, right? I pick up the Invocus and then I go pick up the treasure and then I murder, right?
Yeah.
Like it was funny because.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, talking about this is an interesting strategic trade-off here when you're talking about whether you want to score the zone, right? Which, at least in his mind, that's what was happening here. He was going to attack this guy and score the points versus grabbing a treasure. I think very often early game it's worth it to give up some points to get the treasure, but not always. I mean, certainly being able to score is it's not a cut and dry question.
When a treasure hopefully gets you one extra champion killed or one extra champion alive a little longer, that could be a zone control for a long time or several rounds to get it back into position. It's worth one round now for potentially several rounds on that treasure. I'd always go for it.
100%. Yeah, that was it. That Invocus got grabbed there. That was of course, that's been sitting there longer than I think is appropriate. I haven't seen a Searing Scar come up in any games that I've been watching so far. This is also one of those interesting ones. Really does a lot of.
I'm a really big fan of Searing Scar.
I had a really weird one
I mean,
earlier
it's
today,
ambush.
Justin.
It's ambush is a trap, but I really like it.
I forfeit the ambush every time too.
Yeah, it's not always right to put a Mystic or a Heavy into your deck. That is true.
I saw one earlier today where someone used the banish a card to get a 3 or less into your hand, got the Searing Ascara, and then banished it with a different effect to get something else instead.
Wow.
I was absolutely floored.
Fascinating. All right.
That's right. I also saw somebody banish Tane earlier today.
Yes, that did happen. I saw that too. It was really freaking goofy. Justin, can you think of a time when you would banish Tane from your discard pile?
Think of a time when I would banish Tane from my discard pile. I cannot think of a scenario where that makes sense to me. I mean, I guess I could construct something. It's my only life-bound card in my deck. I am about to draw. I'm about to reshuffle and draw.
Yep.
It is, and I need to get power, or and or something that I can't get from Tane otherwise.
You need the rune, right?
Yeah.
And it's the only card in your deck that's not going to give you the rune you need to pick up an Emery.
Right. Tane gives you rune by default and power as the
It gives you 4 and then 4 power by default, and then 4 runes on the unite. I was the one that did that because I had 3 cards in my discard pile.
So yeah, I want to get like Emery out of the center. I've got plenty of power, and I need to draw a rune. And everything that card is the only one that doesn't get me runes with the
That's
draw.
exactly how it went.
I'm going to say that I am so amazed what's happening in the bottom right-hand corner. Which is watching those two guys stare at each other. Just stare at each other. And again, it didn't have to be that way. Either one of them had the ability to kill the other on the turn they activated them. And
yeah, that's right. That's correct. There was both the Runic Lycanthrope could have killed the Hedron Smithy on the turn activated, just opted not to. The Hedron Smithy could have killed the Runic Lycanthrope if he had bought the Invocus, didn't buy the right card. That is a crazy and very impactful showdown that they're having there.
Well, that is a lot of lifebound cards in the middle.
All right, looks like the Arhat Templar is getting very, very buffed right now, and almost certainly is going to come kill that.
Bye,
Master
Dartha.
Dartha's going to get knocked out. That's going to get another free command. And still no.
Which is going to be a
treasure.
Tusk Rider for a treasure, maybe?
Tusk Rider for a treasure is reasonable, although you are in range for the bringer, but I guess that at least moves the bringer out of position. You're already in range for the bringer, so that doesn't really matter.
He has
Bringer.
2 power left for the smithy, so I would probably do the Tusk Rider for the treasure, see if I get what I need for the smithy to feel real good.
That you need for the smithy there to pull that off.
And then the smithy can walk forward, take the other treasure, and hope you got like a 1 boot and a 1 power, so you're not wasting a bunch.
Yeah, I think that sounds like the right play.
That's how I would do it. Let's see what he decides to free command. Will it be Reactor Monk, getting somebody just on the board?
Yeah, I just think he needs something, because that treasure could be all the difference in the world right now. That getting the Hedron Smithy to just win a fight.
He might be hesitant to put it 1 step forward, but the bringer already has 4 movement. If he's paying attention to that, that bringer wants to get commanded, walk forward onto that treasure, and kill the Tusk Rider anyway. You have to beat him to the treasure at this point. You really have to move that Tusk Rider.
I like the comment in the chat. Turns out McKenna and Lifebound are friends. They don't want to fight. They're just like hanging out.
There's holding hands on
a fun sitcom of the Runic Lycanthrope and Hedron Smithy get an apartment together, hang out, move in together.
You know, of the factions, I can see it.
Classically, I feel like they're the most opposed. They're like, one is all nature and growth, and the other is all machines and construction.
And that's why one of them has part of the planet, and the other one has the other part of the planet.
They're like, they're the classic odd couple.
I believe we need a co-op scenario where the 2 of them are on the same team. I think that is just...
We'll put it out there. Put it out there into the universe.
Make it happen, because they are obviously friends. Matter of fact, just 2 copies of each of them, just running around.
Okay,
he's decided.
Looks like you just got to drop it. Okay, he dropped it. All right.
He made his choice.
Not the bonus he needed. That was a plus defense.
Well, he's still got the opportunity. What will he do with it?
What opportunity are we talking about?
He's still got 2 power. He can make the Hadron take the risk.
Take another shot at the treasure. Grab that treasure. Hope that's the thing you need. Take out the Runic Lycanthrope. You can do it.
Break the stalemate and do something in that corner.
Does he have enough power to do this?
He does not have enough power for that. He does not.
Is that a hack? Are you sure?
Can you? Yeah, let's go check in on that.
They might be calling him out on it right now. It looks like nope. He's going into buy mode. We need to yell at him.
I'm putting a flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Oh, yeah, I have nothing. And he used 1. I got it. So he used 1 power on the Arha Templar earlier, and he used his Templar Commander on the Reactor Monk right now.
All right. So that was the one. He had 1 left over.
Wait. And he has 1 power that's going to do nothing, but he could definitely get the Reactor Monk out since Arha was cheap.
Yeah, Arha Templar got to move the Tusk Rider, is what happened.
So the Arha used 1 power.
Free. That was free.
Arha was 1.
Uh-huh.
Right?
And then,
so Arha was
he's
1.
using a Templar Commander to move the Reactor Monk.
And then he bought a Verdant. That gets him another cultist.
I got it now. All right, we're following.
Yep.
I
told him he was wrong. He said, "No, I'm not," and I'm like, "I agree with you."
Yep. Nope. Thank you.
The thing is, we all assumed that he Templar commanded the Templar.
The champions in the chat had this right. We had it wrong. So all right, we're back though. We're here. We got it covered. We understand what's happening now.
Order of operations matters.
Yeah, free commands, making sure you follow what's going on. Remember when I made fun of them for not being able to do basic math? This was our turn. I'll own my mistakes when I make them.
I forgot about the all-seeing eye. I just assumed he used the Templar on the Templar.
Yeah. Nope.
Yep. All right. So we got 4 by 3 power here. Being able to give a guy range does seem like it's exciting. Who's getting ranged here?
Well, we'll find out in a second, won't we?
Probably Spike Vixen.
Spike Vixen at ranged is a big win.
Is it enough for him?
I don't think so, because the Arha Templar is
9.
It's only going to be
6 of the 9. He'd need to get a +2 boost to it.
Well, he just used a +2 boost.
All right.
+2 speed. That's not a +2 boost of the kind we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, there's +2 speed.
So he's ranged attacking for 6. which would normally kill an Arhat Templar, but not with the Wild Bark Mail on him. That's going to be 9 total. He's rethinking this strategy.
Undo.
Whoa! Hold on.
Spike Vixen was on the forest, wasn't it?
Math is getting us in a lot of trouble these days. Let's see. So now he's given the boost and the range to that guy. He can move
Spike
it.
Vixen was there.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, what's happening here?
Wait, how is Master Dark Gun tapping? That is not a thing that is legal.
Yeah, that
might
sounds
have
right.
been a misclick. As long as he doesn't try to put it out, it's probably okay.
I don't think you can undo.
You can't undo that, my friend. That
question. I will go join him.
Yep. All right, we're gonna get a ruling on the floor. While that is happening, what do you think about this board position right now? Who do you think's winning this game?
I think that Fortuitous is winning this game right now. I love the combo of the blue side. I really do.
For the blue side combo, blue side is Dark Angel.
Blue side is Dark Angel, and he has the kind of champion selection that I want.
Mm-hmm.
But his selection of cards is not complementing it the way that I would have played it. So
Gotcha.
I am kind of now rooting for the person playing most in my own style, so I can vicariously say that's kind of what I would have done, with the exception of that one Hadron Smithy play. But we're all going to.
All right, so I've got a question for you. He said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy range. Then he moved them, then he undid it. Does he have to keep the whole I give this guy range at the time of purchase? I said, you know what, you're playing a tournament. You said that, so that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, that's right. That's
all right, he's got another question. I'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he gave it extra movement boost, right?
He did.
Right. So he's going to take the risk on that treasure being the one he needs so that he can get the boost to kill Arha at range still.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, we now know that is not the case.
He is chasing a mistake, and I can't see it. What did he end up with?
He ended up with a strike back.
Ooh.
Yeah, not getting the job
that
done
is
here. So
not the treasure he was looking
I
for.
think this was just one of those cases. He did not pay enough attention to his opponent's cards when he made his decision, and I think that's going to cost him. He just doesn't have enough. Obviously, if he had enough to command his bringer maybe could have gotten in on the action, at least taken out the Tusk Rider. But the Spike Vixen is just not capable of taking out anybody at meaningful, even with the plus speed.
After that purchase with what he had, I don't think he had anything particularly useful to do with it, honestly.
No, there wasn't any good targets for range that turn.
The only thing I would have done differently is not waste my +2 boot on that turn at all.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it was just an unfortunate. We've had a lot of kind of null turns here that really are putting this into. It's I think it could still be anybody's game, but there's a lot of wasted resources here. It's one of the things we've got about being the very first ever tournament, right? Everybody's still learning the game. Everybody's still learning the ins and outs. One of the things that was really fascinating compared to yesterday and watching you play in the championships, there was a lot less mistakes really all around. Everybody's playing at a pretty high level because Ascension's been around for 10 years and people have thousands of games under their belts in many respects. And so here it's like people at best have dozens of games under their belts, and often it's only a handful. So it does lead to some instincts that got to get trained. So for those of you out there that are watching, maybe participating in the Kickstarter, maybe looking to play, there's a lot of room. And we're gonna run more of these tournaments. In fact, I think we want to do one with backers, and we'll all get to play because I am jealous. I want to play in the tournament so bad. So I think we're gonna run a backer tournament for the campaign with all the backers and us, and we'll just play and have a great time. And then you'll be able to kind of either.
So I saw some interesting arbitration there, Sceadeau. They came to an arrangement on how they wanted to deal with that.
No, they did not. I did.
Okay.
So basically, what happened is he's like, he moved here, he declared an attack, and then nothing happened. What do we do? And because then he's like, oh, I want to go pick up a token instead. And I'm like, so we're playing a tournament in the finals for money. I think if you announce something, that is what happened. If the outcome isn't what you expected, that's just something you're going to have to live with. Because of that, I took the treasure out of his hand, showed it to everyone, put a new treasure out on the board, and he had to commit to what he had originally. So that's what happened. Like, it feels unfortunate, right? But, like, it's a final. So when you say a thing, you've done that thing.
Yeah, I generally try to be pretty lenient in most of the matches that we do, but for the very finals of the tournament, I think that's a very fair call. I think people, it's sort of your responsibility to read the cards and know what to do.
I feel bad about saying it, but, like, I think everyone just agrees, right? Like, this is just a thing that has to happen. And to be fair, the same thing happened to FortuitousOne down here with the Hedron Smithy. And
right.
like,
Hedron Smithy he miscounted by one, and he stuck by that play.
And he stuck with it too, right? So, like, that is just kind of fair. And, like, that's why FortuitousOne had the question, because I don't think FortuitousOne tried to take his thing back. So he's like, you don't take your thing back either. So I think, a fair playing field.
Not
all right, so
slowed by
we'll get back into
Forest.
the action here. So this water elemental that he just got really making a huge difference, because now the Arha Templar has enough speed to get over and take out this Bringer of Despair.
Didn't he already have that, just with the not slowed by Forest?
Yep.
I believe he was right here. He had plenty of room.
He already had that boost. He was in position. So not taking out the biggest, baddest guy from across the board, and getting a free command trigger, and moving into another scoring position, seems like a pretty good place to be. Not going to lie to you. Pretty good place to be. And now everybody else still has plus speed movement. That means that this boar, the Tusk Rider could grab another treasure, could move into contest scoring zone. The Reactor Monk could come in and fight the Spike Vixen. We've got a lot of options here. For the Fortuitous One.
So the thing that
Fortuitous One. I'm switching back over to his side, by the way, because this is going well.
So the thing that I want to point out here as well is this Wild Bark Mail on a champion. I think a lot of people get caught where they're just holding the center with something like that. Holding the side with a Wild Bark Mail is amazing, because people take over the center from you, and you're like, hey, I'm actually basically in this lane too. Hi. And just keep bouncing back over that wall repeatedly.
Yeah, sorry, I mean, what do you think about the Tusk Rider coming over to the side and taking this treasure as opposed to the one that's in the center?
I would have taken the one in the center, given its positioning. That denies one to blue, but I think he's already saying, hey, my Arha Templar is staring at you. Do you really want to come over this close? Do you? Yeah. Give me a free command. I'll use it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, because the Tusk Rider would be at risk for sure and could be taken out by the Spike Vixen. But Tusk Rider dying is not that bad, because you get to charge back out into the field when you deploy him. And then, yeah, exactly like you're saying, the Arha Templar could just run over, knock out the Spike Vixen, get another free command, and just be basically right back where he started pretty quickly. So I think I disagree with this particular placement.
I very much enjoy using the Arha Templar on one of these side lanes when you've got him buffed with constructs like this, especially the Wild Bark. I've done this same thing before as well. You just get this massive zone of threat around you where they're terrified of taking one step too far, because you move up, you kill them, and your backline moves into position and controls the shrine anyway, and they're in no better position to kill you because he's so beefy.
Yep, that sounds right. Very, very valuable little tips that you get to pick up here.
7. So, is that an Ultimech finally?
Is it an Ultimech? Let's take a look, see.
If it isn't, I want to know what's wrong with it.
It will be an Ultimech if he wants it. If he wants it, it's an Ultimech. So that's, again, one of the bigger, badder, more expensive cards that exist. Doubling your attack and defense. Very powerful, especially on something like Master Dartha. A huge, kind of big guy anyway that you can come in for free. Basically comes very, very hard to kill after that 16 health.
That Reactor Monk taking out the Spike Vixen was good timing too.
Yes. Also,
taking advantage of the misplay. Yeah.
I'm going to definitely keep with my original statement that I think yellow's got the better positioning and deck placement, but this Ultimech will make all the difference, or it will mean nothing.
So no in between there? Can't make
there
some
is
difference?
No in between. Either there will be a construct stripping thing.
We're still very early in the game, so I kind of feel like we could get a pretty easy. I think that Ultimech could. There's a lot of time for Ultimech to really impact the board. So I think this is an easy pickup here. And in addition,
plus it comes with a treasure. Like, it's just
He's about to shuffle
treasure out of the gate here. So he's gonna grab a treasure. Let's see what he gets. We have 2 defensive treasures on the other side, so just something to keep in mind.
I did just look at his total deck size too. His total deck size is pretty awesome.
+1 speed and +1 attack.
And I still think he's got the better champion set. So, like, he's in a bad position, but I don't believe and he made a mistake last turn and it cost him. But I don't see him as out.
Yeah, well, I think they both kind of made some pretty key mistakes. So
Yes.
I think it still is anybody's game. Okay, he's going to use that treasure right away. Why is he doing that?
Well,
What's going on here?
the Runic Lycanthrope currently has +5 and then +1.
So he was already at 9,
and he
which
needs 10 to kill the smithy.
Oh, I see. That's it. That's the reason. Thank you. But I believe there's some defensive bonuses here that could crush these dreams right now. Let's see if he plays one of them. Feels like that's got to happen, but maybe not. They're doing some math.
They're just gonna stay friends some more.
They're just like hanging out. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna put the shield up. Like, oh, that's just a love tap.
And the worst part is, if he had planned on this, he should have moved just in case he needed the treasure. And regardless, you would want your Runic to end on that treasure anyway at this stage of the game, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. See, so he's going to move him to the treasure.
But if he'd done it in the other order...
He made the difference. No, it would not have. It would have been +1, so it would not have been enough. So he didn't actually get punished for that mistake, but that was a mistake. He could have, moving first would have given him at least another chance, some more information, some more opportunity.
I am just so shocked that treasure lasted that long. Just
yeah, it should have been picked up a while ago. I also am not clear that I would have. Well, yeah, I think it was okay, an okay thing to do. But, whew, man, that is a fascinating thing. So fortunately, he's going to reshuffle right away. So ultimate could show up as early as next turn and really start turning the tide a little bit.
The construct destruction timing might make a difference. He might not have the burn through it directly.
FortuitousOne is actually going to control all 3 zones this round unless he moves himself off of one of them. So it's gonna be move this solidly into the mid game. +1 speed lets him run quite a few units around the board. Cultist could control a spawn point or control an honor.
Cultist could also go 1 more square.
He's got 5 to spend. Do you think he takes the Keeper of Secrets just to set off the Hadron Smithy?
Can we figure out how that guy moved 17 turns, 17 squares?
No, he moved 4.
I thought he was being deployed.
No, he moved 4. He was out there already.
All right, cool.
So we've got the Keeper of Secrets, which gives more treasure, and will, as you mentioned, trigger the Hadron Smithy, which could then punish them for the long-term friendship / roommate relationship of Runic Lycanthrope and Hadron Smithy might finally end.
I think it's over.
Here we go.
He's only got 2, so he's got either Arha or that.
He can't command anything else. So
he can command the Arha. The Arha only costs 1 and has +1 movement from the water elemental. He can go kill Dartha.
I keep forgetting that. You're totally right. That actually feels like a pretty nice play. But I'm not sure if it matters enough, to be honest. Because what's he basically going to do? He could kill Dartha.
And then move the Tusk Rider onto the shrine, and kill Dartha and then Hadron Smithy anyway.
Yeah, you get to command the Smithy anyway, but all you've done is move yourself out of position.
Right, you moved your Templar to a place
knocking out Dartha for a turn is just not that big a deal, you know?
He went for the direct kill, which I think is also correct, because you don't want to have a bringer ambush you right off the gate, and you don't want a spike vixen or something to pile on.
Yeah, exactly. There's a real downside to
stay back there and threaten the zone.
This close to the deploy zone, so I think that was the right play. And now he's actually going to pretty solidly control all 3 spaces, so I do think FortuitousOne is an edge here. However, there's a lot of great cards in Dark Angel's deck that could turn this thing around.
Invocus comes to mind.
Invocus? Or no, I think Invocus is in FortuitousOne's deck.
No, Invocus is Dark Angel.
It's in his hand right now. I can see it.
Okay, you can ignore all the words I said then. Oh, that's right. He had a choice to take it and decided not to. And then
correct. We think he should have taken it, but he did not.
Right.
All right. So this is going to be interesting. So we've got 4 runes to spend. Looks like 5 power. Sorry.
Sorry, I was thinking you could double move Bringer, but doing that doesn't give you any runes left to do anything else. But it would let you control the center.
Double spending Bringer means nothing else happens here. That's a little tough.
Yeah, it's not not good enough.
That's a little tough. Let's see. What can you do with all of this command? You can get Arha. Arha Sensei could double command and move to the center. That doesn't get you a ton. All right, he is going for Bringer. Bringer gets to move up to 4 spaces. So right now it looks like he's only moving 2. That seems
I think
wrong.
he's just thinking things.
Yeah,
He's tapping. Okay.
Just kidding, guys.
Do you bet it's going to be Dartha or the Arha Sensei that tries to take out the reactor?
Yeah, he can invoke Dartha, right? So Dartha moves and then moves again.
Oh yeah. I like. So yeah, you push Bringer somewhere, and it's totally possible he actually is putting Bringer there just so Arha Templar can't get it in a turn.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be the Sensei, because Sensei wants to control his own with his big defense anyway.
No, look at this.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Well, that was from the purchase.
A free cultist command is actually going to be with +5. Is 7. 7 is not going to be enough to take out the Smithy because he's still got that construct going on. So I don't know if he forgot about it again or what's happening.
The Ancient Stag didn't give him that +3. He might have thought he had it.
Oh boy.
He's going to leave it there because he made a mistake.
Well, yeah.
If he had the 3 from the Stag, he'd be good, but that's Allegiance.
Now he can use the Invocus way more awkwardly to finish
Cultist
off.
again.
Oof.
Well, if he was going to do that, the Cultist was in range of the other Cultist on the first... No, he needs to hit it twice. Never mind.
Wait, does he have any money left? Can he pick up the Shadow Star to finish him off?
Yes, he can. He absolutely can.
All right,
He
so if
hasn't
he picks
bought
up the
anything. He
Shadow
only bought the
Star...
Iron Elemental, so that Shadow Star would be enough. I think he's still contemplating where this guy's going here, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, the Shadow Star.
He might have said, "What's your toughness?" and then.
Yeah. I'm willing to.
Assume that in their chat they were discussing such things.
He also, there's also good comment here from the chat of the Invocus.
Uh-oh. Yep, you're right there.
Here we go again. So yeah, Invocus on the Bringer would have gotten the +10, so
good,
that free
good
command.
sign that they're flipping through the rulebook, huh?
Look at him go! Oh, that's not a good sign at all.
He wants to know how double attack works, I think.
Again, this is the beauty of the very first ever tournament. Obviously, a lot of things still in flux, but it's a really interesting spot. Really interesting spot. So let's see. We'll see how this is going. So he made the play. Looks like he's going to get held to that play.
Maybe Fortuitous didn't understand that the Bringer bonus does work on the Cultists, and that he can Invocus the Cultist. He's probably asking, can you do that on a... It is still a champion.
Yeah, you can in this case. We would, in the final version of the game, we'll have exhausted
so that's what he's doing. Since he's Invocusting now, that means either Bringer or Cultist a second time.
Right.
Looks
so
like
the
Smithy's
question
going
was,
home.
Because of the wording on Invocus is that you ready a exhausted champion. He's like, is the Cultist considered exhausted? And I said, yes, the rules aren't 100% clear on this, but like you're tapping the champion, you can't command it again. It is exhausted for all intents and purposes. So like you would then undo it.
Yeah, and again, it is the case that we will give you multiple cultist cards, so you actually will be able to exhaust them, and we just don't have those in the file here. It usually doesn't matter, but.
Will there be numbers on the cultist then to indicate which cultist card goes to which mini?
You will have to just remember which of the cultists you've already commanded, as you already do.
I would, instead of bothering to print extra cards, just put in a note, hey, when you command a cultist, maybe lay him face down, he's tired and taking a nap.
He's exhausted.
Like, literally, that would make me very happy physically to lay my cultist down.
What happened here? A faithful guide purchase here compared to using that. I still am surprised that he didn't use the Shadow Star, because even though he spent his Invulcus play, but he could have at least taken out this other cultist. So he
should have taken out the other cultist. Yes.
What?
And that Shadow Star basically only costs 1 for Fortuitous to pick it up with his Reactor Monk.
Right. Yeah. No. I think that's going to be very meaningful.
Yeah. He allowed him to take this point back for no work. And that's just wrong.
Yep, that's exactly right. I think that was a big mistake there. Also, and I think actually Shadow Star's pretty good in this deck again with a Master Dartha. It's really good on
Spike
Vixen. It's really
Vixen.
good on Arha Sensei. It's really good on it's actually Shadowstar is generally like a mediocre construct, but in his
Okay.
with his squad, it's really good.
I have another question looking at this. So, in that last round, he had bought a thing that allowed him to move the cultist for free. He had commanded the bringer with, I think, like a free command or something, right? Let me look at his discard pile. How did he command the bringer? Which method did he use? I can't see his
power.
discard.
He used power to command that. He had 5 power.
Okay. So that's why... That explains to me, then, what I was missing. I missed that he did bringer with raw power.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything other than Dartha twice, which was just short. Was it short? No, it was 1 short, because the Reactor Monk in the center... No, it has 7 health. The Master Dartha twice would have been fine.
Master Dartha couldn't reach him in 1 move.
It didn't need to. He had an Invocus left.
That's true. But then he would have... Yeah,
he pick a shrine, and the one that you could definitely actually hold is the one I would have picked.
For sure. Well, I mean, I think if he bought the Shadow Star, he could have held this other side one too.
Yep.
But he's still now Fortuitous One is dominating all 3 zones still again. This is I think that Dark Angel has the tools and has had the tools for a little while to be able to make a comeback, but he's run out of time to do it.
Once someone passes that 10-point range, you're on the couple of turns of just being able to limp it home that even if you almost control everything, you're not going to be able to stop those last couple points. And 4 is not where he needs to be.
I would have liked to see him get the Ara Sensei into the middle to at least contest and just let them be friends too. Like,
just let them be friends.
It's just like the most getting along of any 2 factions we've ever seen here. All right, so this turn is not particularly impressive, but it isn't. He doesn't need impressive turns. He's got everything under control right now. Arha Templar is moving into the center zone here. I think we're going to need some real dominance. We're going to need to take over at least 2 zones this turn, I think, to really see a proper change, a proper turnaround. Now, looking at his hand, I do think that that Dark Angel has some of the tools. Does he have enough command to do it? He might. I don't know. He's drawn the Ultimech finally, so that's a key.
Does he have the give ranged in his hand, or did I miscount?
He can give range. Yeah, he can give range, and has the
and he has the unify. Good.
So he's got plenty of purchasing power. So you've got your. He could actually use the Shadow Star still to clear. Well, Dartha can clear the bottom easily and take that over. The Bringer of Despair could get range and double power and double defense and take out the Arha Templar. I think is probably going to be the best bet here.
I mean, I would do it on the Ara Sensei to take out the Templar.
You can't do that. The Templar's got a construct on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
The Wild Bark Mail. It needs 9 damage, so it just won't get the job done. Oh, he's putting it on Dartha. Why is he putting it on Dartha? What's happening? Oh, I guess Dartha could run to the center and Soul Shoot could still... No, he can't. He can't kill. He can't actually kill... Oh, he can. He's got Land Talker plus the bonus is enough to kill the Arha Templar at the center. But I think this is a mistake because Dartha's the only one that could take the side zone.
Dartha was a free control on the side.
Yeah, exactly. And now
he's commanding the Bringer. Oh, he gave range to the Bringer. So the Bringer has 7.
But the Bringer is only attacking for 8, and Dartha's at 9, right?
He's going to kill the monk instead instead of the Arha.
That's risky.
It's the guy in the zone, but Arha only takes 1 to go back into it, so no problem. And you will have to tell me, but is that plus movement to all of my champions in Fortuitous One's next hand?
No.
Okay.
But I realize we've got Ryan in the chats helping to correct us here because the doubling from Ultimech actually counts the Land Talker bonus also. So you could double Arha Sensei as you said and pull and kill it, right? Because that would get the.
Well, that would be 8.
Oh no, it's still not 9.
That's not
right?
9.
Yeah, but the Invocus got commanded. Yeah, so I mean, sorry, the Bringer got commanded. Yeah.
Also, a Shadow Star was purchased.
I don't see it.
Shadow Star to
What does
finish
Shadow
him
Star
off
do?
with the
Is
Bringer
Shadow Star-
ranged.
Oh yeah, Bringer plus Shadow Star is enough to take that down. I assume that's what's happening. But if he's not taking out the guy in the center. Oh, all right. Looks like we got another question here.
Bye, Shadow.
Getting the judge ruling in there, but
If you
lots
don't have a
going on.
Slay trigger, you wait to buy that Shadow Star so you know that its damage is useful. If nothing else, you can kill a cultist with it.
Sure.
Get all the damage on the stack and then do it.
I just think, I mean, it looks like Dartha is going to end up just walking over to kill that cultist, so giving it Ultimech was feels like such a waste in this situation. It's like so far from being able to be killed anyway. He's not going to be in the fight with anybody. They're going back through the rulebook, so it's like a lot of trouble.
That's me. I was going to check something, actually.
All right. Ultimate, yeah, it's very, very hard for me to understand why. Because like I like Ultimech on Dartha in general because it's a big stat guy and it's free to command. So big stat doubled that you are sure you can use every turn is very, very powerful, right? Nobody's mad about it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have you go in and rule.
Ooh,
So,
okay, this is a good one. All right, so I'll let you guys chat in here. I'm gonna head into what room are they in? The game room one here. All right.
All right, and then Shadow can tell me what's going on.
Sure. So, dude said that he attacked for 6 with ranged, even though he played Landtalker. So he forgot that it was 7.
I believe that was non-optional.
I agree, it's not optional, but like he's also misrepresenting his board. So what do you do there? And I said, you know what? I asked Justin.
Okay. Wow, this is a weird match. Anytime. I was wondering, does he have the ability to just like drop a treasure when hit with a Shadow Star? And yes, he does. Literally anytime, not just combat.
And like it forced him to play a treasure that he wouldn't have played, so like that makes it awkward to me.
Do that exactly easily, but it is. The scenario is going to stand. In fact, I think it may be easier to just give you another random treasure so that it's you don't have that information. Because the game state is in fact that it did 11 damage to your guy. You played based on a misrepresentation.
Also, I think this is the problem with playing for money.
Knowing the game.
I think this would have been better as an exhibition. Let it not be for money, and then you would be slightly more casual with what's going on here.
Well, some of that comes to the players, the judges, the overall social contract of the players. Even within a tournament structure, you can sometimes do that. But honestly, I'd have just gone a little slower in the final match. If it were me in there, I'd just be really, really sure before I say something, or I would say, let me talk this through. If I did this, it would be this, and don't touch my piece yet.
Yep. Yeah. So
and then say, yes, that's what I'm going to do, or go, no, let me see, is there another option?
Okay, that was an interesting ruling situation, so I don't know how much you filled in the chat so far.
Well, you took the chat with you, so...
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm the one that told the chat what's going on. I forgot. I assumed for some reason...
I actually turned my audio on to your stream so that I could hear it and restream it through mine. So I heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, the basics here, they didn't know how much damage was done from the Bringer. They miscounted, or the Landtalker. He played his defensive boost in response based on that representation. So for me, I wanted to sort of undo that as best I could. The damage was still done, but I gave him a treasure back as a replacement kind of consolation prize for not.
You gave him that treasure back, or
no? I gave him a random treasure back.
Okay, good. Okay, that sounds totally fair.
Yeah.
And correct. I was worried that he exposed his hand due to a misrepresentation, and it was obviously not done on purpose. So it was just I'll let you go take care of that.
Yeah, no, that was a tough ruling for sure. It's an unfortunate situation when people don't know what's going on and can't, they make decisions based on that. But I did forget that the chat came with me not staying in that room. But anyway, everybody got to see how I make a ruling. Ta-da!
Right, and ultimately, you're both responsible for board state. Like,
Correct.
Your opponent shouldn't have to tell you how much. Like, I'm attacking you. You can see what's happening here, right? So.
Yeah, it's totally. But when you have that card sort of on your side of the board, I put a little bit more responsibility on the other person. They are both responsible for it, so I think it totally could have been a reasonable ruling that things just happened and it's on you. But I didn't. I wanted to sort of.
I like how you resolved it. I think that was totally fair. Yes.
Once keep things fun and interesting here. I think is really.
Yep.
But we're learning a lot. We're learning a lot.
All right. I also paused the timer because he spent a lot of time explaining things, so his timer won't start until yellow goes again.
Got it. So let's see. Has any other game state things have changed here while it's on yellow's turn right now?
It's on yellow.
Got it.
Figuring out how to do all of his nonsense.
Not a lot of impressive things going on there.
Yeah, but he's gonna end this turn at 13. I just don't see how Dark Angels can come back from this.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
Well, that's true. Like the
Tusk Rider will just go right back out.
Yeah, but Bringer could take out Tusk Rider and hold that space for a little bit. Arha Sensei could at least contest the center. So it's not impossible to stop all the points from happening.
Did he get a strike back in his replacement?
He has a strike back.
Do you know why I knew that without being able to see?
What? No, why did you know that?
Because he equipped his big power boost onto the Reactor Monk. Okay, I did not actually see him going after the Bringer, so now I no longer know he has a strike back by his actions. I thought he was doing it preemptively just to make sure his Reactor Monk was big enough to kill anything that came at him.
Yeah, so this is interesting. I think leaving that spawn, that point there, is an interesting choice. Now he's only going to score 1 this turn.
I think it's still probably fine. It defends his point per turn on Tusk Rider.
It keeps him out of range of anything. The Bringer can't do its big doubling this turn. But I wouldn't have been worried about this turn.
Come claim the center, and then that gets that clock running, and then he still can just start running. He has to start running somebody else up the field to take out the Tusk Rider. That's
it's true. I think but yeah, like I think he's supposed to take him out. I mean, his situation is slightly more precarious, but that Tusk Rider is just going to sit there, and if he can just get himself another middle point at some point, that's just going to be it. So, but RS Sensei is a really good wall, so we'll see how that goes.
If it was me, I would have equipped the Reactor Monk like he did and let it sit there, just knowing I have that strike back. You come and take me off of here. I'm ready to replace my guy. Your guy won't be in position anymore. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, and he could have just moved the Hedron Smithy back onto the board to start.
Right, but the problem with that is that if he can command to bring up Despair down to kill the Tusk Rider, and then the RS Sensei comes up and attacks you, you're in a slightly more awkward position.
He made it big enough.
No, but yeah, he's right. If Bringer of Despair would boost the Arha Sensei enough, so if he by chance had 7 command, 7 power, he could run the Bringer up to kill the Tusk Rider, and then run the Arha Sensei up to kill the Reactor Monk. Although he would need a speed boost to pull that off.
And then the Sensei would still die, which was my point, and his cultist is ready to jump back on the point.
Yep, that's true.
And limp it home. I would have done the limp it home strategy. I would feel real good at 11-5.
All it takes. It's all it takes.
I don't want to limp. I want to feel. I want to be in control. Saving your Tusk Rider, I think, is the more important play. But that's difference in styles.
The long term of having that Tusk Rider alive on that side is still really good. Did he just reset it somehow?
I'm not sure what's happening there.
How is he resetting it?
I'm gonna go join them and just listen.
Okay.
It's a lot going on these days.
Alright, it looks like the Bringer's coming back out. They're letting him undo stuff.
I think we had almost no rulings questions the entirety of the time that I've been seeing streams happening, and the finals is non-stop.
There were some minor questions at my tables, but they were just the other player not as experienced, and they were easily satisfied with my answers.
Turns out he doesn't have 3 command, so Reactor Monk moving it was illegal.
Oh, fair enough. And then he
Okay.
forfeited his 2 power as a result.
Yep, looks like that's what he did. He's like, well, I do that. I tried. I failed. I cheated. We're just going to not do it. So we'll see what happens.
I would have let him spend his 2, but
I didn't tell him he couldn't, but he's just like, that's all I'm doing. Like, all right.
all right. Well,
He still
Here
got
we
his
go.
2 that we kind of wanted him to do, and he still set up what I would have done in the
I
first
think he's
place.
actually better off not moving that reaction monk. Actually, so
I agree.
I think the do nothing play is better than the play he had.
I certainly would have, if I were him, preferred to have my
Yeah,
Hadron
so my-
Smithy or my cultist move up, but
So
yeah.
I start Master Dartha to take the treasure because points don't matter yet. I have to clear the board this turn. So Master Dartha for me takes that treasure.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
that is the gamble play you must go for. I agree completely.
But let's see, he might buy something interesting off the board here. It's not,
If he buys something, it'd be the Scrap Weaver, kill the cultist, deal a little bit of damage. He's still banishing? Why are you doing that? Just hold the 1 power in case it matters.
Yeah, this is an odd play.
You are
It was
never
like
going to
nothing.
shuffle again.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's a unnecessary choice point here. I
It
mean,
might
he
be pointless, but it's unnecessary.
I still move Master Dartha first here. Like,
Well, yeah, because if there's enough defensive on the other side, which I think he doesn't actually have, he could actually +3 strike back here, and kill the Bringer of Despair if he wants to. He also has a +3 defense, which is enough, right?
I think they're making sure they agree on the number.
That's a good choice.
Do we agree on the number? Yes, we do.
We are in quite the spot. So yeah, these treasures in hand could really punish right now. And here it comes. Here's the
There's
+3.
nothing useful out there.
I love the team, and I love most of the cards in the deck for Dark Angel. I just don't like the way they're being utilized.
The tactics portion.
Yeah, but look at what's happening here. Not only could he, if he wants to, he could just play all these treasures and win the game right now. He could not only +3 defense, but he could also +3 attack and strike back. So he would end up not dying and killing the bringer instead.
He has 2 treasures in that hand? I only see
Yeah, 2
one
more
in my
treasures.
thing.
Yeah, he just played the +3 defense, and he
Okay.
still had in his hand +3 attack and strike back.
Interesting. I
And
wonder why it visually
but
just
again,
shows me a
if he
single.
had taken this Master Dartha move too, he could have gotten an extra treasure, which
So
might
he
have been
does know that Dark Angel has a treasure in hand, so maybe he just kind of wants to leave it neutral. He still wins long term if things get
Oh,
bad.
I'm not sure that I would make that play. It's just kind of funny to think about it. You could just win immediately.
Yeah.
He's got a +1 speed move in his hand with the water elemental.
Okay,
Oh.
I guess it has already resolved. So is this Ara Sensei? Oh, what? 1, 2, 3. Wait, where's that going? Okay, 4.
What?
Sure.
Why?
How did
To
it get
stop the
there?
points from being scored.
Oh, I
That's
see.
4.
I see.
1,
Okay,
2,
yeah. So
3,
now they're just
4.
at least he's contesting both positions. So in theory, there'll be no points scored the next
Where did he
round.
get the extra movement from?
He played his treasure.
Oh,
Plus
treasure.
one.
C.
All right. So now Dark Angel's out of treasure.
Now you do
And-
not pick up anything. You don't like that card row is terrible for ambush. You just leave it.
Nope.
Apparently not.
Instead- All right. So we got 2 free cultist command.
Wow. So
Big
that is
bonus
enough to
speed.
get his elemental straight into the middle to score the extra
The
point.
cultist can move to the middle and take and get a point at least. That moves him to 14. The Tusk Rider's only got 5 damage. He's got an extra +1 boost from this.
He could buy the thing that does 1 damage to all things.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But that's still only 1 point away. I mean, he's got a plus attack in his hand. So
You said he had enough attack to do it in strike back. Now he just
yeah,
has to do it during the normal
he's got this
phase.
game. He's got this game now. There's no treasures on the other side, so there's no secrets. So all he has to do, +3 attack his Tusk Rider, use it to kill the Bringer of Despair, use the free command and +1 speed to move the cultist into the zone, and then it's all over.
It looks like they're looking up a rule. What was going on there?
Are they flipping again? That wasn't
I don't
me.
All right, so he's controlling that. Nothing else matters.
Now,
now
he just has to activate. He has to use the treasure on the Tusk Rider and swing for the win here. That's his last.
And
right. And he knows he's not holding a treasure. So
I zoomed in on his hand and saw that there are 2 question marks in there. If I were Dark, I would probably have not noticed there were actually 2 treasure grouped up on one spot. They look like the same icon.
Oh, I see both. I see 2 question marks separated, so it's probably just a graphical bug for you.
Okay. And that's for the best if I'm the only one seeing it goofy.
Yeah, I mean he's going through the motions with these other.
But he knows he doesn't have a thing in his hand, so this is just.
Yeah, there's no. I think there's no. Yeah, I mean there's no way. There is a win on the board right now if he just uses that treasure. The game will be over.
He's got the free command. It's all right there.
If not, then he'll win one more turn. Just draw this out before he can win. Seems like.
Now, did you ever meet FortuitousOne at Unrivaled when we were there?
I'm not sure.
I did not place a real name with him when we were talking earlier, but he was also at Unrivaled with us.
And that's
there it is. There's the treasure play. That's what we were looking for. It looks like that free command on the Tusk Rider should be enough to finish the Bringer of Despair. That should be enough to close the game out. Get him out of there. That's
there
it.
It is.
So
In-turn
button wins the game. It's over.
I need to program fireworks when you reach 15.
All right, let's jump over into the chat with our
the first ever Tactics World Champion.
First ever Tactics Champion.
It feels really, really good. You know, I've been watching the Kickstarter, and I've always loved all of Stoneblade's products. You know, since year 2 of Ascension, when I topped forward, like I've just been in absolute love with the game. You know, I backed you guys with Soulforge, which didn't pan out, but that's okay. And you know, my daughter's one of the cards because of that in Ascension. You guys were nice enough to help me out that way. So to be able, you know, I've represented us Ascension in multiple ways. Yesterday was my 3rd top 8. I have 2 other top 4 finishes, both that second year and the Unrivaled tournament. So to be able to take a championship home and not only that, but the first Ascension Tactics, I mean, I am overly excited. You know, there was something when we were first having our conversation. You did an interview the second year, and you were like, "So you came to Gen Con to play Ascension only, right?" And I was like, "No, not really. I came for Magic." You know, and eventually it was the only thing that I came to Gen Con for, was to play Ascension. So to be able to do this, I mean, it just means so much to me, and I'm just super excited.
That is awesome, man. We're so happy. Congratulations on this. It's been great to watch. It's you know, obviously we've put a ton of effort into bringing this game to life, and you and the other backers have made that possible. And to be able to watch it played at a competitive level here is pretty amazing. It was really fun. So thank you and congratulations. And I'm looking forward. Maybe we can get a challenge match together on one of the streams sometime soon.
Oh, for sure. Let me know.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, and thanks to everybody that's watching. We will be streaming again soon. We will have our regular Wednesday stream at 4 p.m. Pacific, and of course the campaign for Ascension Tactics on Kickstarter ends this Thursday, August 6th. So if you want to be a part of it, now is one of your last chances. Congratulations to our first ever champion, and we will see you guys all very soon.